Jew, a trans person. You was praying that it was anybody except a straight white Christian male. And guess what, Johnny? It was a straight white Republican Christian male. And he wasn't just Christian, he was a Mormon. So you know what? This is literally the alt-right pipeline to racism. But white men clutch their pearls when other white men don't have the same bigoted and or racist beliefs. They jump back like, it's second nature to them. You seen a man get popped and all of a sudden you're praying that it was a minority just so probably you can cause violence against minority groups. But what's important for this conversation, I think, is that for Caucasians, and this statement is for Caucasians in general, they have been sold a fallacy in this country that they are the greatest people on earth, that they are not connected, related to, they do not play a role in racism or bigotry, and everybody is here under them. This behavior that he exhibited is a clear sign of when that ideology breaks, that fake imaginary world that typically white men are put into, they break. And they realize that they were sold a lie, shit on a plate. Tyler is a prime example of white Americans not learning an accurate view on history and how being Caucasian has played in there.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Imagine, guys, what I'm gonna telling you is wild or is insane. MAGA tried to blame black people and immigrants for child deaths. Imagine, but it backfired. And now black Americans are mocking them hard. Oh no, this is very unbelievable, guys. This is very shocked. Today I'm reacting this news. Let's go to the straight point and no big words to tell. Just the real talk. I will be back in a while.
To tell me that the governor of Utah, Spencer Cox, spent all of this time while they were looking for the suspect praying that he was not from this country? Huh?
This bad stuff happens, and for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country.
Now, I'm gonna let him finish, but what I'm hearing him say is that you were praying that it was someone who was a person of color or someone who migrated here from another country, aka an immigrant, because an overwhelming majority of the population in Utah is white. I don't know, it feels like coded language to me. And why were you praying for that? Why wouldn't you just be praying that the person who was responsible for killing Charlie Kirk was caught? That should have been the only prayer. Demographics and place of birth shouldn't matter. You should have been solely focused on the fact that somebody lost their life and you wanted to get justice for that person. No?
Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here.
No, sir, that is not why. The reason you were praying for that is because you were ready to blame another demographic of people to continue to make yourself and the population that you serve look like they're good people. But the data says otherwise.
3 hours straight, I prayed and I prayed that it would be an immigrant or a Muslim or, I don't know, a Mexican, a black guy, anybody. But nope, turns out it was just a straight up white guy, a Mormon from a conservative family. I mean, we even checked his 23andMe profile to see if he was like 2% Italian or Irish or something, and nothing. How are we supposed to spin this? What am I going to tell the president? That this was a mental health and gun control issue? I can't tell him that, right? Huh?
Christians to explain to me what the governor of Utah meant when he said, I was praying to God that it was not one of us. Look, I grew up in a Pentecostal church. My grandfather was a bishop. My brother's a preacher. My other grandfather's a preacher. I got cousins, preachers. I've heard a lot of sermons in my life. I've heard a lot of prayers. I was in church every day from 0 to 21. I love my church family. I don't go to church anymore, but I love my church family. I love my people. Pentecostal Church of God in Christ. I've never heard a person say what that governor of Utah said. I prayed to God that it was not one of us. I prayed that it was someone from a different state who had driven into our state, or someone from a different country. What? So this is for Christians. People call themselves Christian. What did that man mean by that? Was he hoping that it was a non-white person? Because that's how I heard it. I heard it as being a non-white person first, and then a non-American second, presumably someone from a different country, which is so odd coming from Mormon territory, because Mormons go into South America, other countries, but South American and Central American countries that are Latino people, and work to convert them to Mormonism. What did he mean by that? That was such an odd statement. And look, I don't know that governor, and I saw he was emotional up there. And it seems like he was most emotional because it was a white guy that killed that other guy. So somebody help me understand that. Some Christians out there, help me understand that.
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered.
For him to say he really prayed that it wasn't one of them says so much, right? Like he really thought it was going to be a Democrat. Or better yet, he wanted to be a person of color. He wanted to be an immigrant. He wanted to be someone who was trans. Whatever, he wanted to be nothing but what it was, a white Republican who was heavy in MAGA. No, couldn't be. Man, it's crazy how now you want to switch up your tune and you want peace. When we should have had peace in the first place, we should have been talking about unity. But no, it wasn't an individual, it was a group of people. I mean, everybody, those liberals. I mean, all the past 2 days have been nothing but people basically making lists of black and brown creators that they wanted to and more. I mean, I seen a woman literally almost bust a blood vessel screaming about how dare Democrats do this. And look what we have here. It's so quick for them to go ahead and accuse anybody but themselves when it's showing that the violent party is not the Democrats. It's not. But yeah, and let's not forget this dude right here. If he don't look just crazy, I don't know what crazy is. But anyway, y'all have a good day.
They are finally saying the quiet part out loud. Let me just play you the clip because you're going to be shocked to hear this.
I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us. That somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. That sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I had hoped for. Just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say.
Anyways, guys, did you know that here it is? What happened? MAGA thought they could spin the story. Imagine. They wanted to blame black folks and immigrants for child deaths. This is unbelievable. I'm telling you guys. But the truth didn't match the story they were pushing. Instead of people believing them, the plan collapsed. Black Americans saw it and started laughing, mocking and making jokes online. Imagine, guys, I'm telling you, this is very tragic because everybody knows you can't just throw the blame around with no proof. Very nice to hear. And they tried this because Blaming black people and immigrants is their favorite playbook. Imagine. Oh my God. Every time something goes wrong, they try to point the finger, but this time people won't buy it. The internet is too fast now and the traffic spread. Imagine. Guys, black Americans flipped the script. Instead of getting defensive, they mocked the MAGA. They turned the blame back on them. Oh no, saying things like stop looking at us, fix your own house. Imagine. That kind of humor is powerful because it kills the lie before it even grows. Oh no, this is very, very tragic, guys. This shows something's bigger. You can't keep blaming minorities forever. People are smart now. People see the game and lies don't last like they used to immediately. And when you try it, you just end up looking weak. Exactly, this is tough and good example. That's what happened here. The blame game backfired. And for now, MAGA is the one being laughed at. Imagine, guys. Very, 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 very tragic. So, that's my text. Black Americans didn't just defend themselves. They mocked the lies and it worked. And the plan backfired big time. Guys, what do you think? Was this end up with the old blame game? Or will they try it again? Guys, let me know in the comments. I want to hear from you. Thanks for watching.